Hey, you guys, welcome back to the Better Than Yesterday podcast. This is Jayla M Baby, episode 38. And today we're going to be talking about how to shift your mindset. Now, if you want to know more about what mindset is, then go ahead and watch my first ever podcast episode, which is titled What is Mindset? And it goes into depth of what mindset is and the different types of mindsets and how to grow from those mindsets as well and what those mindsets embody. So let's get right into the video. What is mindset? So you'll go ahead and check out that podcast episode. But the reason I wanted to make this podcast is because I think a lot of people struggle with their mindset, whether they are aware of it or not. I think everybody's mindset can always be better, and I think everyone can always be better. That's why, hence the name of this podcast, Better Than Yesterday. Everyone can always grow and everyone can always be better. There is no way that there's never, ever going to be any room for growth as a person or individual. That's why it's so important to make it your goal to be better every day. So I would say overall, I'm a very happy person and I'm very disciplined and I'm very focused, but it took me a while to get to the mindset that I have about certain things and the way that I do things every single day. I think something to keep in mind of mindset is there's a lot of things that influence your mindset. For example, your environment, the people around you, what you consume. And when I talk about what you consume, I'm not talking about just food. I'm talking about what you watch, what you listen to, who you talk to, the shows you watch. The things that you implement in your everyday life have an impact on you as an individual and your mindset towards doing something and looking at something. Here's a good example. Growing up, I did not like country music. Okay. I think a lot of my friends growing up absolutely hated country music. I came from Egypt, and all my friends, just as I grew up here in the US, did not like country music, talked about how it's just so, weird and cringy or whatever it may be. So I started not liking country music either. I didn't really listen to it, but all my friends didn't like it. So I was just like, yeah, ew, country music, right? And then as I got older and I started to dive deeper into myself as an individual and find and spark interest within meeting new people, I found out that I really like country music. And although my friends today still do not, I like it. And I wouldn't have known if I didn't try to listen to it on my own. So now I have a different outlook and perspective on country music. Now, you see that example that comes into play, that environment that I was in all my life, right? With people like, oh, country music, or it's this, it's that. These are words and things and affirmations that were inserted into my brain. So I embodied these affirmations. Ew, country music. Yeah, no. But I wouldn't have known if I didn't try it out and branch out and explore it myself. So that's also the same thing with mindset. So when it comes to mindset, it's also very important that you surround yourself with people who want to lift you up and push you forward. If you're around people who are constantly complaining and not pushing themselves to do better and sitting around all day and not going to the gym and kind of talking rude to people and cussing a lot and whatever it may be, you're going to be like that too, more than likely. And even if you're aware of it or not, it's very true. Look at how your best friend talks and see how you talk so similar to them. The people you are around the most, you embody how they act, how they talk, maybe some of their mannerisms, whether you like it or not, you will notice that you start to act like them in a certain way. So when we are become aware of this, right? Because the first step in everything and changing anything is being aware. We notice that these little things and habits that we have shift our mindset. So once we become aware, we can change those and make moves on how to better ourselves. So our environment, the people in our life, and what we consume. Same with the shows we watch. If we're watching a lot of drama, reality TV shows, we're going to be very dramatic, okay? So let's keep that in mind too. I love I love Kim Kardashian and all that, but sometimes it can be a little dramatic, but I still love her. So, anyway, here are some tips once you become aware of your mindset. And this is wherever you're at in your life. This is some tips that can help you. One, focus on the good. There is good in every situation, every stress, every hardship, but you choosing to focus on the negative and what you can't control is not going to help, right? We want to be proactive, like we've talked about, and focus on the good things. Always, whenever I start to feel a certain way, I validate my feelings at the same time. But I always tell myself it could be worse, and I'm blessed and I'm happy that this is happening to me right now because I know at the end of it, I'm going to be thankful because I'm going to grow from it. A good example is at work. So I've been at IHOP almost 5 years. Every time I would get sat a table years ago, I remember thinking, oh my gosh, another table? Like I was so annoyed. I'd always try to give my tables away. But now I look at it as I'm making money and I'm making connections with amazing people. And it makes me want to do my job more. And I want to serve them to the best of the ability that I can. And that mindset shift, the way that I viewed serving in that situation, has made me an overall better server. I laugh with my tables more. I have conversations. Before, I used to want to hop in and hop out, and that's very different now. So you see how those little shifts can, and changing it into a more positive light, will make you do better in everything you do. Make everything enjoyable. You also want to make light of every situation, just like I said. No matter how hard something may feel in that moment, you need to find the good and the happiness and the laughter in that. If you just spend all your life stressing over things and being stressed and looking at the negative, you want to get out of that habit and out of that complaining mode because the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. So if you half-ass everything, then you're going to do that in everything else in your life. But if you go above and beyond and try to go one more inch in everything you do, you're going to do that in everything else you do too. Same for me, like at work, I used to see syrups that were empty and I would be like, oh my gosh, I still have to fill this syrup. And of course, there's still days like that because I'm human, I'm not going to lie. But for the most part, I see a syrup that's empty, I grab it. I see another syrup that's empty that's not in my section, I grab it and I fill it too because I'm already on my way. I might as well do that extra step and mile and help someone else out around me. Thinking like that does a lot. Also, be present. Life goes by so fast. And I know I'm only 22, but when I look back at my life in my high school years, in my junior high years, I think about how quickly life has went by. And even like when I look back down, like at Layla or Maya, like these people in my family who are younger than me, I'm like, oh my gosh, they've grown so much. Time is flying. So you want to be present and spend time with the people you love and enjoy it and make time for what's important. Because you just sitting here stressing and being negative is not going to make you enjoy your life and look back on your life and be like, wow, that was a great life. Like, no, you want to enjoy the people and amazing things that you have in your life because there is amazing things in your life. You need to open your eyes and realize it because there's so many people in your life that care for you and there's so many people in your life that love you. So why wouldn't you want to be the best version of yourself for them? Because I'm sure they want to for you as well. If they're aware of it or not, send them this episode if they're not aware, because the first step is being aware. Anyway, do things. Remember, we talked about doing things that you love. And I've also talked about in previous episodes how when you feel good, you do good. So knowing this, do things more actively. Is when your body feels good and nourish your body with amazing foods. When you feel good, you do good. Even if it's a walk, even if it's eating fresher most of the time, limiting your sugar, whatever. Do things to actively make yourself feel good. Not because you want to lose weight or whatever. No, because you want to do the best you can and you want to feel good so you can do good. Know that things overall are happening for you and not to you. Like I've said time and time again, it's so important. No matter how hard the situation is, no matter how stressful, this is to help you grow because we grow in stress. We don't grow just sitting comfortably sipping a pina colada. That's not what happens. We need to grow in stress. We learn a lot about ourselves. Like the other day on Father's Day, let me tell you, I was drowning in tables, and I don't remember the last time I got that stressed, but it helped me become a better server and know how to stay calm and manage the tables better. And I'm using that as a way to help me grow. That happened for me, not to me. I hope you all have a wonderful day/night, and I hope this episode helped you in whatever way it may. Share it with a family, friend, or loved one because if it helped you, I know it can help others. Have a wonderful, blessed day, and remember to be 1% better than you were yesterday. Have a great day.